Hey now, Adam Reaver, fu-tone.com here saying check out Nez Sez.
Good evening, and it's Nez Sez Sunday Edition, September 6th, 2020. Happy Sunday, everybody. Nice to see you, Dan of New Jersey, Thunder Falcon. How you guys doing? I know that Ben Coombs was just on, and you guys are probably doing the stretch before checking out the show, if you are. And I want to thank everyone, thank the two of you at least right now, for joining me on a Sunday when I know you probably have other things you could be doing. There's 5 people looking at me right now. 2 has said hello. Hey, Absolute Mayhem, how are you? Third one in. Nice. Thomas Santiago is here. Hello, David. Hey, Thomas. Dan, I'm doing okay. Got some hurdles to get over, but I'm doing okay. Thunder Falcon, I'm doing all right. Not bad. Got a couple guitars to show you guys today. Not mine. One is a build for a customer, and I'm pretty proud of it. And this one here is a vintage guitar that we'll see what happens, but it's here right now. Hey, Danny Alexander. Hey, Guitar Man 45. Hi, Susie Cherry. Nice to see you all here. I appreciate you. I know you've been with you probably have been watching Ben Coombs and more live YouTube from people. Susie Cherry says, and hello to all my friends I just shared a show with. Yes, I was there for a little while too. Ben had a good show. He's a good cat. He's always got a good show. What are you guys up to this evening? Anything other than watching YouTube? I got to tell you, I had probably the best Southern Texas barbecue in my life here in my hometown. A place called Laura's Southern Barbecue, and I live in New York on Long Island, and man, this was as good as when I was in Texas and ate down there. It was incredible. Hey, Ben Tom, how are you? Absolute Mayhem says long weekend Sunday. Yes, for you guys, not for me. I have dialysis tomorrow. It's like a normal day at work. It's all right though. Desiree will be home for tomorrow and Tuesday, and we'll get to spend a lot of time together. Yeah, we have some ribs left over and some jalapeno cornbread. Insane. The ribs were great. The brisket was even better than the ribs. Really good stuff. Ben Tom, this guitar here is a 1981 original Charvel Hot Rod Flames. It's great. I mean, other than the new Floyd and the new nut, it's all there. The old Floyd was just it needed some help, so I put a new Floyd on it. But this guitar, really amazing. You know, the Nitro ones that I have are amazing too. They're great, but it's not the same as this. It's the difference between playing a vintage reissue Fender Stratotelli against a 50s or 60s original one. It is so resonant. It feels different. It just feels like an old guitar. It's amazing. Well, it is an old guitar, but it feels just ridiculous. It's got a lot of frets left on it. I'm not sure what the body wood is. I think it's alder, but back then they were using ash as well. It's not a terribly heavy guitar, so I don't think it's ash, and I can't see anywhere in the cavity to let me know. But this 22 fret neck, this is like the same neck that Warren DeMartini has on his guitars. It's thinner than the newer ones, than the Nitro ones. It's thinner from front to back, but it's still an 1 3/4 inches here at the nut. Man, is it comfortable. Mark Dillon is here. Christopher Yeliskas. I hope I said that right. Please forgive me if I didn't. Hello. How we all doing? The paint job is killer. Chris Bevan is here. Yeah, it's called Hot Rod Flames. They came out with this in, I think, like 79 or 80. This is one of the original paint jobs that they did over at Charvel. And that's an original DiMarzio PAF, I guess, from, I don't know, 79, 80, 81, around there. I'm sorry, Christopher. I sometimes massacre people's names. I apologize. If you give me a phonetic spelling of it, I'll get closer. Ben Tom says the yellow and blue paint colors still look so intense and bright. Yeah, this guitar, it was played, but it was not really gigged much. It was played probably in the house, from whoever had it before me. I think there's more than 2 owners on this guitar. But man, while it's in my possession, I'm trying to beat the crap out of it. It's just in a good way, actually. Just play as much of it as I can. Susie Cherry says, just call him Chris Continental. Yeah. 21 people here with us. If you haven't said hi, or if you haven't said anything in the chat, please do. Please say hello so I can see you're here, and say hello back. Ilescas. That's easy. Ilescas. Nice. Anyway, so yeah, I have this guitar, and man, it was one of those things when I opened up the case and first put my hands on it. It was one of those really special moments. Really incredible guitar. It sounds really good. For one pickup, that bridge pickup, when you bring down the volume, it cleans up so nice, and it doesn't really sound like brittle like a bridge pickup. But then when you turn it all the way up, it's got all the snarl that you'd think this guitar would have. Oh boy. Christopher, I better quit while I'm behind. I'm so sorry. The strap buttons, yeah, these are not original to the guitar. They are Charvel strap buttons. They should be brass. And I'm actually looking for a set of brass ones for this guitar now. They're slightly larger than normal ones. So I've been scouring Reverb and eBay, but no dice. Anyway, let me show you the back of the guitar. That's the back of the guitar. You can tell that this neck has been played and it's been loved because it's just like a super nice oil finish maple neck. Absolute Mayhem, yes, they do match the dots, but they should be brass. They should look like the knob. Or these tuning pegs. Or that secondary string tree right on top of the Charvel decal. But you know what? It doesn't matter right now. If I can't find a set of brass ones, these'll do. At least they're Charvel ones. And these are old as well. These are probably from the early 80s as well. the person that owns this guitar has quite a few Charvel guitars from that era, from 79, 80, 81, 82. So, Guitar Man 45. No, it's not. It's not tongue oil. This is a real play oil from someone's hands. This guitar is from 1981, and it saw a lot of playing time. So all the dirt and oil you see on the neck is actual play wear. The pickup is a I want to say late 70s, like a 79 or an 80, 81, somewhere around there. This is it's just a DiMarzio a PAF. Absolute Mayhem says, my wife gives me hell because my shoes don't match my belt. But where do you buy Nike belts? How about the Nike store? Go into Manhattan. I think there's a Nike store. I bet you could buy a Nike belt there. Or shouldn't I have said that? Maybe your wife will hear. No problem, Thunder Falcon. So let me show you this other guitar. This guitar is super duper cool. But when I show you this guitar, now this is a guitar that we made here at the Guitar Whisperer. It's white with pink flames. I just have to fix the Charvel decal because it kind of like came off when I put strings on the guitar. So this is a new build for a customer. It's got a Chris Lock body, and this is a Musicraft neck with the roller nut to do truss rod adjustments. This is cool. The neck is super nice. It's like a brand new Charvel. Let me show you the back of this. Yes, I even got a Charvel decal here. A Charvel neck plate, I mean. Let's try this. So yeah, this guitar has been in the it's been getting built since, I want to say, January or February, and because of COVID, the company is shut down, and it took a long time to get the neck and the body made. It just took a long time, and it only took us a few days to paint it and make it nice and shiny and put it together. I do have to adjust the action a little bit. The action's a little too high for me, but probably right for most guys. But this guy wants his action low, like my guitars. It stays in tune greatly. It's got an 84 Floyd on it. It's got a JB in the bridge and a 59 in the neck. It's a three-way switch, like most of these Charvels are. Also, a very loud guitar. Yeah, Susie, the tone of pink, it's shocking hot pink is what it is. Shocking hot pink. Absolute Mayhem says, David, custom paint or was it factory painted? This is custom paint. We did it here, but we don't have big buffing machines. It is nice and shiny, but it's got buffing scratches in it, and it's more like I want to say better than Closet Classic. I want to say that it's like new old stock kind of finish. Like it's been sitting in a case for 30 years, 40 years, and and hardly used. But that's it's just a wonderful guitar, and I can't wait for the customer to get it in his hands and be so happy with it, because I'm really proud of this guitar. It's one of the great guitars that you never know. You know, when you put a body and a neck together, you never know if it really wants to be a guitar until it's built. Well, this guitar really wants to be a guitar. Hey, Vinny. Hey, Jeff. How are you? So, yes, this is the new custom build. I'm not going to tell you the customer's name. He does watch this show, or at least he watches on Thursday nights. I'm not sure if he watches Sunday nights, but yeah, great. And it's not John Mancuda. But yeah, I can't wait for him to get this guitar in his hands. That's really all I have for you guys tonight. This was impromptu because we had company here a lot of the day today, and we went out and had dinner, and we went to the beach and did a bunch of stuff that I enjoy doing with Desiree. And I was like, oh my god, I still have to do my show, but I didn't want to cut Ben off on his show, and I waited for him. Susie, thank you very much. Absolute Mayhem says it looks like something Satchel from Steel Panther would play. Yeah, but these actual tiger stripes are lifted right off the George Lynch guitar. It's that style of tiger stripe. The Satchel stripes are a little bit different looking. Hello, Matthew Stewart. Chris Bevan says it looks like his GL200 LTD. Yeah, it's the same striping pattern, yes. Ben Tom says, cool stuff, Dave. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Susie Cherry, thank you very much. You don't have to tip the hat to me. You can tip me, but you don't have to tip the hat. No, I'm just kidding. Very humble about this stuff. Susie Cherry says, I see Desiree. Hi. Hi. Oh. Chris Bevan says, love the color, Dave. Thanks, man. No problem. No problem. I'd plug these guitars in and let you hear them, but it's kind of late now. I don't want to turn up people upstairs, you know. Got to be mindful. Don't really want to be mindful, but you got to be. Mark Dillon says, I love it. Nice axe. Thank you so much. Absolute Mayhem says, hi, Desiree. She says hello back. Susie Cherry says she's awesome. And you know what? I agree with you. Desiree is awesome. Papa Blue says, what do you think of the Sterling Axis AX3? I haven't played one. I wish I had that knowledge for you. I generally don't see a lot of those guitars around here. A lot of the stores that we have here, other than Guitar Center, they're all high-end, like boutique-y type of shops, and I don't go into Manhattan very much at all these days. It's just not worth it. So I don't get to play those types of guitars. I don't get to see them. I don't think I've seen any at our local Guitar Center either. The pickups in this guitar, the bridge is a JB and the neck is a 59, and those are brand new. And that's a brand new 84 reissue Floyd Rose. The neck is a Musicraft. I think it's a 3A bird's eye maple. Yeah, he didn't want anything super duper flamey or bird's eye. He wanted a little bit, but not, a little bit of flash, but not much. Susie Cherry asks, is the Charvel my favorite when push comes to shove? That's a real hard question. When push come to shove, the red one or the green one, those are my two favorite, maybe. They're in the ballpark. And my 5150 Kramer, one of my favorites as well. I love that. For Floyd Rose stuff. But when push comes to shove, and I need to play one guitar, It's going to be my 59 Les Paul. Hey, Mike Neese, how are you? What else is going on here? Anyone else have anything they want to talk about? Or I don't have any other guitars to show today, unfortunately. But anything you guys want to see, I can go get. If you have any questions about any of your gear that you want to know about, please let me know. I'd be happy to talk about it. I'm not going to stay on very long since it's very late. I might stay on for another 15 minutes or so. Absolute Mayhem wants to know what's coming up this week. Well, it was going to be Rob Johnson on Thursday night, but unfortunately he has to go to work. He has this new job where he cannot say no when they ask him to come in. So I need to either find a guest, or it's just going to be me and Ty, which is fine. We have a lot to talk about, and it'll be fun regardless. But I'm trying to find someone last minute. We'll see what happens. Sean Zimmerman says, I guess if I had a 59, I'd play it if I had to just pick one. Mike Nee says, I'm interested in the 21 fret pre-pro Charvel necks. Well, did you get a chance to see the one I just had on here? It's not 21 fret, but it's an 81. It's a Hot Rod Flames. I'll show it again in a second if you haven't seen it. I have no problem with that. Papa Blue says he's got to go tuck in the chickens later. Bye-bye. Jason Wade, thank you so much. He said, David Nesdall, hey man, just thumbing through YouTube, playing some lesson videos. I hope you and Desiree are doing well. Get some strings or something. Get you some strings or something. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you so much for the super chat. That's really nice of you. Susie Cherry wants to know how many Strats that I have. Now, we talking like straight Fender Stratocasters or Strat-shaped body guitars? Because I've got a lot of Strat-shaped bodies with humbuckers, humbucker and singles, that type of stuff. But if you're looking for a regular 3 single coil Strats, I have just one. All right, Mike. I'll send it to you in 1 second. Thunder Falcon. I'll show it to you in 1 second. Thunder Falcon says, so F.U. Tone has a great ad pick in the Guitar World 4th anniversary of Michael Wilton. Very cool. Absolute Mayhem, thank you so much for the super chat. Wow, I just noticed you could super chat. Thanks for all the years of videos and knowledge. Well, thank you for watching me for so many years. I really appreciate it. You know, thanks for watching me on the Johnny Bean Show. Thank you for watching on my show and on this nice little show on Sundays. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for watching and tuning in and checking out what I have to say and what I'm doing and what I have here. Scatterist 77 says, how many Super Strats? Let's see. One. Well, this one isn't mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 25. About 25 Super Strats. All good stuff. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of years of pleasure out of these guitars. Let me show you that other Charvel again. This is for Mike Neese and guys and girls that just came in the show and didn't see this. It's a 1981 Charvel. The body, the neck plate is from a pre-pro. It's got no serial number on it. But the body and neck is an 81. Everything else, basically, except the new Floyd that I just put on it, is from 1981. New Floyd, new nut. Everything else is from 1981. Sean Zimmerman, I do have a Martin acoustic. It's in storage. It's not old. It's a newer one. It's a D45. My father bought it for me. That's one of those guitars that I just don't like to show on social media. It's so expensive that I just don't want. I don't want it out there. I don't want. It's like, I know I fool around and sometimes bring my Les Paul on, but I don't really say what it is. But I don't, with a D45, you know what it is when you see it. Just don't want anyone to see it. And I'm not really much of an acoustic player. It was a gift from my dad because he thought I really had to get a nice acoustic. But I have a hard time playing electrics these days. So the acoustic just sits in storage in a case. But it's got a thermometer in it. It's always being hydrated. It's in good condition. It's in really good condition. Chris Bevan says thoughts on LTD guitars. I mean, they're good guitars. They're like a good $1,000 guitar. You can't go wrong with them. I know George Lynch plays them from time to time. I know he's really an ESP, like the real deal ESP guy. But I've seen him play LTDs, and he sounds like George Lynch on them. They're good guitars. The fretboard radius on this guitar, I want to say, is like I don't know, 14. It's really flat. The whole guitar neck is thin from front to back, but it's 1 3/4 inches like all Charvels. This guitar, the neck is thinner than it is on my Nitro Series guitars. But man, amazing, just amazing. This guitar is crazy good. Stays in tune, great flutter. I don't know if you can hear that. Hang on. Really good. Flutter's great. Ben Tom says, I agree. It becomes a liability to show at the price. Yeah. I agree. Let's see. What else? Chris Bevan, I hope I answered your question on the LTDs well enough. I don't really get a chance to play a lot of them. They seem to sell pretty quickly, though. So I mean, they're good guitars. Susie Cherry says she can hear that. Yeah, it's amazing. When you put an instrument against a table, you can pretty much. It's pretty amazing. And Absolute Mayhem, you're absolutely correct. A little mystery is always good. And maybe one day I'll show it, but nah, not right now. "24 people watching. I'm not sure how many thumbs up I have or thumbs down because I'm not watching it on YouTube. But if you guys and girls can just quickly give me a thumbs up, that would really be appreciated. Again, I really, really appreciate that you all come to watch me on a Sunday or whenever I'm live. It means the world to me. There's a lot going on in my life right now, and I know it looks like I'm a happy camper and that I'm healthy. It looks that way. And I'm happy and I'm very positive, but there is so much going on in my life right now that I'm so scared of coming up, and I really, really appreciate you guys and girls hanging out with me. It makes my day. It makes my day, just as much as hanging out with Desiree, and it keeps me positive, and I appreciate that. Chris Bevan says, "Yep, GL200 Lynch is surprisingly a great fiddle. Dave's is sick." Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh, awesome. Thank you for the thumbs up, people. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mike Nee says, "At least you don't have bats like we do." You know what? Long Island has a lot of bats, and especially where I am in Glen Cove, and bats come out at night. They don't bother you, and they're not terribly big. They're small, but they do come out, and you see them. You see them, but they don't get in the house. I don't have any nesting on the house or anything. They just strictly stay in the trees with the raccoons. Them and the raccoons stay in the trees at night. You know, the raccoons come down for some. My mom across the driveway, she leaves cat food out for we have 7 or 8 feral cats that come up here and she feeds them. But anyway, the raccoons come out and eat the food, and during the daytime the blue jays come out and eat all that food as well. Bless you. Thank you, Susie. I really appreciate the prayers. Hey, Alan, how are you? Alan, I was just showing this off. 1981. Charvel. 1981. The only thing new on it is the Floyd and the nut. But the neck plate is from a pre-pro, so there's no serial number on it. And the body and neck is from 1981, and it has been played really nicely. Great, great guitar. Hey, Kyle, how are you? Ben Tom says, I got swooped by 6 bats last week. They probably thought I was a tree. Got bit by a bat at my old house. Wow, that's terrible. Kyle Tim says, hope everything goes good for you. Always enjoy your videos. Great guitar collection. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mike Neese, I agree with you. This guitar, it should be here. It should live in this house. It is awesome. It is really awesome. It's very pricey, but it's awesome. Yeah, I would love to own this guitar. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we can do things, but I don't know. I don't think I can make it happen. Susie Cherry says, 81, that's a holy Charvel year. Yes, it is. Hey, Kelly, how are you? No, this is not a Music Zoo guitar. This belongs to a customer of mine who owns about 30 or 40 vintage Charvels. And this is a real vintage one. This is not a replica. This is a real vintage Charvel. Hey, James Gum. James Gum, I am having a great night. It's been a great day altogether. In fact, the whole weekend has been busy and great, and spent with a lot of great friends. Friday night, me and Desiree went out to my friend Jack and his wife Jody. Jack is the guy who makes my rock and roll amps. We had Chinese food with him, and spent quite a long time there. Yeah, yesterday was like a relaxed day, but this guitar came yesterday, and I did a lot of repair and setup stuff on it. So I was busy yesterday, and me and Desiree just hung out in the workroom. And today had another set of friends come over for breakfast, and then my friend Dennis came over. We worked on one of his guitars. We went out to dinner, and then to the beach, and then watched Ben Coombs, and then started this. Absolute Mayhem, are you asking if this is plastic or painted wood? This is painted wood. This is they just paint. They used to paint the bodies. It's just a custom paint job, but from 1981. I know it does look plasticky, doesn't it? The blue makes it kind of look plastic, but it's a real deal wood guitar. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Absolute Mayhem wants to know what the black inlays are on this. You know what? I think they're just really, really dark rosewood. I know it kind of looks black on the screen, but it's really, really dark rosewood. Susie Cherry said, "So lovely, David. I'm so happy you had such a nice holiday. You deserve it." Thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone has had a great holiday here. Um, and Happy New Year to everybody. Happy Jewish New Year to everybody. I know it's tomorrow, I think. But holiday weekend is not over. Yeah. Maybe for you it's not, but it is for me. I still got to go to dialysis tomorrow. Let's see. Eric Wojnicki. I hope I said that correctly. Please forgive me if I didn't. Says, beautiful Chardville, Dave. Any thoughts on vintage pre-90s Hamers? Yeah, I wish I owned one or two. They're amazing. All those Explorer shapes, I guess they call Hamer standards. I wish I owned one or two of those, boy. They're fantastic. All those pre-90s ones, hand-built. They're like really, 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 really good Gibsons, but they say Hamer on them. All amazing. They're junior style. I mean, the double cuts, I guess they're called. They're all nice guitars. Mike Nee says, you can tell by the paint job, the old ones have a certain look to them. That's absolutely right. Headstock Harem says, hey, Dave, I'm really itching for a one pickup Floyd Rose axe. Well, let me know. We could build you one. Have no problem with that. I'll make it look like anything you want. Kelly says, sweet guitar. Thank you. Absolute Mayhem says he meant the black inlays. Yes, the black inlays on this are not really black. I think they're just really darkened rosewood. Thunder Falcon says, looks like a Hot Wheels, but a really good one. Well, to tell you the truth, that's where they got the Hot Rod Flames from Hot Wheels. The colors of the Hot Wheels. That's where they got the idea to paint that from. Does the Floyd float? Yes, it does. This one floats. In fact, I've been really getting to floating bridges, floating Floyds. And all my Charvels have floating Floyds. Of course, all my Ibanez guitars have them. This Kramer has a floating Floyd. This one has a floating Floyd. What's that? What else is back there? That's not a Floyd on that Lukather, but it's floating. The Larry Mitchell guitar is floating. Even the Andy Timmons is floating right there. So yes, I'm getting really into the floating tremolos. You can do a lot more with them, and I don't generally break strings, so it's not really an issue. Jason Wade says, going back to my Andy Timmons True Fire lesson. Glad I was able to pop in and say hi. I'll keep you and your family in my thoughts and prayers, David Nesdell. Take care, friend. Thank you, Jason. By the way, I called you the other day to thank you for subscribing. And forgive me, everybody, if I don't call you to thank you, because I don't have everyone's number, but I happen to have Jason's number. But thank everybody. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel. If you have any friends that are interested in stuff that I talk about, guitars and gear, please turn them onto my channel and have them subscribe. I have a lot of good shows coming up. I've got a lot of good information, and I'm friendly too, and I'm housebroken, so you can tell everyone that. Mike Nee says, a day off is always good. Absolutely. Susie Cherry, yeah, all these guitars, including the Nitro ones, that green one and that red one that I have, they all have rosewood inlays. James Gum says, it's been great for me too. David Nesdall, lots of great food and time with family. Yes, great weekend for everybody. What kind of pickup is in that baby? Super Distortion or Tone Zone? Well, it's I want to say either late 79 to early 81 PAF. It's a DiMarzio PF. This is not a reissue, James. This is an original 1981 guitar. So the pickup is original to the guitar, and it's a PAF from that time era. Chris Bevan says PV Predator plus 2. Where is it? Any thoughts? Have 3 pretty good fiddles. Well, the PV stuff is pretty good stuff. All through there, whatever the guitar models they have, they're good guitars. I remember playing a PV Predator 1 when I worked at Manny's Music in Manhattan in the mid 90s. And for an inexpensive guitar, man, I thought it was a very good guitar. Mike Neese says, do you agree that Kramer's quality was almost as good as Charvel's when the Kramer Berettas and Pacers first came out? Yep, 82 to 86. I would even say 82 to 89. The USA stuff was really good. But my wheelhouse is 82 to 86 on Kramer's because I don't, even though I like floating bridges, I don't like that swimming pool that's underneath them. That started in 87. I mean, I have my Ibanez guitars are like that. I know. But if you like Steve Vai and you want some of his guitars, they're all going to have that. But my choice would be to be not to have that. I really like to have that wood under there and have the bridge on top of the body. I don't really pull up that much. As long as the bar flutters and I can get maybe a half step, that's all I need. I don't need much more. Susie Cherry says, that's amazing. Very nice pickup. Thank you. Well, the Charvels, I mean, I have both now. I'm holding this one, even though it's not mine. At least I don't think so. But it's not, it's the quality, the build feel on this feels like it feels like a man's guitar, even though it's got a thin neck on it. It's just a very solid guitar. The Kramers were touch and go. Every one that I have on this wall are as solid as this one, but I've played a lot of them from that era that were not good. And at the time, they were just using whatever parts they can get. They'd put together their PC was not fantastic. At least it didn't get very good until about 1985. But yeah, it's these Charvels are just better builds, I think, all around. Hello, Fruitcake Tony. How are you? Mike Neese says, I guess I always think Charvel was the original. Doesn't really matter too much. Yes. No, they're all good. Thunder Falcon says, oh, is the owner letting you have the axe for test drive? Yeah, basically I did it. I'm doing setup and I'm doing some repair work on it. And I'm able to hold on to it. The neck screws that bolt into the neck, well, the holes that are in the neck are a little too, because it's an old guitar, they're a little wide, and the screws, they're not necessarily stripped, they're tight, but they keep turning, and they will strip out in the near future. So when I get the dowels that I need, I'm going to take the neck off, dowel the neck, let it dry, and then re-drill the holes and have it nice and tight. But I mean, even now with the holes the way they are, this neck doesn't move. It's solid. It doesn't go out of tune. It doesn't even go out of tune like 1 cent. It's just the bar just goes back to zero perfectly. The neck doesn't shift in the pocket. It's really nice. Like, I mean, really nice. Mike Nee says, too bad Tom Weber lost all those Kramer bodies in a flood. I agree with you. Bodies and necks. Yeah. So we have 28 people watching, and I appreciate everyone. If you haven't said hello yet, please do. Don't be afraid. I won't bite, and I smell pretty good. So say hello. I'll say hello back, and I'll thank you. I appreciate you watching. Even if you want to lurk, I appreciate you watching. Anyone else have any questions? Been on for about 45 minutes right now. I think I'll stay on for 15 more. Actually, I'll stay on for the full hour, and then I'll say goodnight to you guys and girls, and we'll see you on Thursday. So if anyone has any other questions, or want to talk about anything, or want to see any of my guitars, talk about any of my amps, have any questions about your own gear, please, I'd be happy to answer all questions. Except for why I'm not wearing my hat with this pink shirt. Well, I don't think anyone has any more questions anyway. Maybe you do. Maybe you're thinking of questions. I wish I had more to talk about. Actually, I do. I just got my my tweed back, my little tweed 112 back from my buddy Jack at Rock Roll Amps. He built it for me. It's a custom build, like a Fender 59 Deluxe, that type of scene, that type of thing. Yeah, Thunder Falcon. I will be showing the amps and talking about them. I'm actually talking about one right now. It was a fixed bias amp, and this amp is 4 EL84s, so it's a 30 watt amp, and it's kind of got that Fender thing, but it also has that Vox AC30 thing. But because it was fixed bias, the plate voltage, and if you know anything about what I'm talking about, because I can't really talk about it in layman's terms, the plate voltage was so high that it was burning out the tubes like every 2 weeks. I was replacing tubes every 2 weeks. So what he did was he made it a boy, what the hell's the name of it called? He converted it from fixed bias to, man, now I can't remember the word he used. Forgive me, guys. Anyway, he took the fixed bias out, and with this new bias, he lowered the plate voltage about 40 volts, which it still allows the tubes to work nice and hard, but it's not going to kill them. He didn't call it red plating, but it might be another name for it. James Gum says, have I ever owned or played a Washburn N4? What do you think of Bill Lawrence pickups? I did have an N4. In fact, I had a one of the relic ones, the custom shop ones. I had it for about a week. And I loved the way it felt, but the body was so small on me, and at the time when I owned it, I was about 300 pounds. So if you think I look big with these guitars now, those things, like that guitar looked like a toy on me. The Bill Lawrence pickup sounded great. I did not like the way it looked. I'm not crazy about the look of that pickup, but who cares really about looks? The guitar felt amazing, stayed in tune great. It was a great guitar, but was uncomfortable because the body was just way too small. So I sold it. I want to say I had it back in maybe 2007, and sold it for a little bit more money than I bought it for. Sean Zimmerman says, if they red plate, they burn out right away. They don't last long. Probably was just a little too hot. Yeah. Actually, Sean, he didn't add it. He changed the bias. It's not fixed bias anymore. It's boy, if it's not fixed, what do you call it? Man, I can't think of it. Basically, what he has to do now, before, when it was fixed bias, you just put the tubes in and let it ride. No biasing needed. But when you change the bias from fixed, every time you retube it, it has to be biased. So, yeah, that was all. He just add a larger resistor. He's done all that to this amp. It didn't work. It just needed the plate voltage to come down. So that's what we did. John Windsor says hello. Hello, John. Chris Bevan says, Dave, check out Slick Guitars on Guitar Fetish. I bought the SL54 Cream with Alnico 5 pickup. One knob, had a setup pro style. Great guitar. People check it out. Well, yeah, there you go. Cathode bias, that's it. He made it from fixed bias to cathode bias. That's exactly it, Sean. Yeah, he made it adjustable. Exactly. Couldn't think of that word cathode, but that's it. He made it from fixed to cathode bias. And I've had it now for about a week. No problems, nothing wrong with the tubes. The amp doesn't get terribly hot. It sounds amazing. It might be slightly lower in volume, and I mean maybe a dB or two. Maybe 2 dBs different in volume. Not really that much. And I'd rather have 2 dB less volume and have it working for a lot longer time than have, it be 2 dB louder and have it in the shop every week. Yeah, Sean, you can change the voltage every time you tube it. Yes. I'd like to show you the amp, but even though I have a neodymium speaker, Eminence Little Texas in it, which makes it super light, it's about 25 pounds. I really don't have the strength to pick it up right now. Maybe on my next show, I'll keep it in my lap and I'll show it. Excuse me. Next time I'll show those amps back there. That's a wet rig that I have back there. Sean Zimmerman says that's better anyway, because nowhere they are with every tube, because you know where they are with every tube. Because even though they are matched, the voltages are always different with different sets. That's very correct. Chris Bevan says, Dave, they use old car paint for their fiddles. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Chris, if you see me on Facebook, if you friend me on Facebook, or if we're already friends, I can't even remember. I have so many that I don't even know who they are. Please send me a picture of that guitar. I'd love to see it. Susie Cherry says she's looking at those guitars. Very cool. So, all right, it's 53 minutes into the show, and if you guys have any last questions, please, I'm happy to talk about it. Fruitcake Tony says he got a telly this week. Awesome! Send me a picture of it, Fruitcake. Please, I'd love to see it. I'm gonna say goodnight in a few minutes. I want to play this guitar a little bit more before I have to go to bed, because I don't know how long I'll have it. So I want to get as much time in with a vintage Charvel as I possibly can. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Come watch us Thursday night. I don't know if we will have a guest on. If we do, I'm sure it'll be great. If we don't, it'll be me and Ty talking to you guys. Maybe we'll have a guest or two from the chat. I'm not sure just yet what I'm doing. But I'm going to say goodnight for now. Susie Cherry says, thank you so much, David. Your Sunday show is very special. Thank you very much, Susie. I appreciate it. I'm really winging it. I'm just talking about whatever pops into my head. And hey, Terry, talk to you. See ya. It's always a lot of fun to talk to you all. And I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy it. So everyone have a great Sunday night. Have a great extended weekend if you're off because of the holiday. My God, I can't talk. I'm drunk from Southern barbecue. Mark Dillon says he doesn't like fixed bias. Well, apparently I don't either because this amp is working great now with cathode bias. So, yeah, it's great. I want to say goodnight to everybody. So, be safe, be happy, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Have a good week. Bye-bye, everybody.